Hey, welcome to Geek Bros Talk. I'm your host, Leonardo, and this is my co-host, Donatello. And today we're going to be
Every
half
time.
of the Ninja Turtles, but not the ones from the Michael Bay movies. I actually haven't seen those, but I don't expect too much from it. Anyways, I love pizza. Do you love pizza? Do you like hanging out in sewers? Is that a thing we do?
Um, I love pizza and explosions, and yeah, of course.
Yep. And Megan Fox. Oh, look at that pizza. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back. And this week we have a few topics for you guys. So today we're gonna be talking about the Google Home. We're gonna do some brief impressions on that. We're also gonna talk about some movies we've seen this week, including Doctor Strange and The Arrival. And then we're gonna finish out with the NES Classic. So that's Nintendo's re-release of the NES for modern day. So yeah, today is going to be pretty brief in that sense, and let's go ahead and get started. So I want to talk to you today about the Google Home. Google Home. Ooh, look at that box. This is a personal assistant from Google. So if you're familiar with the Amazon Alexa, I believe, and the Amazon Echo, um,
Mhm.
basically it's just an assistant where you can talk to using OK Google or Siri, right? Oh, so you even picked up that. So you say OK Google, you tell it a voice command, you ask it a question, and it'll kind of comply. And this is Google's kind of first, not really first forte, but they're the beginning of them kind of integrating their home strategy for like their smart homes, right? For having the
Mhm.
Internet of Things devices. So, connecting to your Chromecast, connecting to your Nest thermostat, and basically going forward, it's going to be kind of like the centralized place for you to control your house from. And in concept, that's actually pretty cool. In execution right now, again, this is just going to be kind of like my initial impressions on it because I've only had it for a day or two now. And, I don't have a smart home, nor do I have very many smart home appliances. So it's hard for me to use it to its full capacity. But, I will talk about it a little bit. So, what is your take on, the smart home devices right now, and especially Amazon Echo versus the Google Home? Like, what do you know about that, and what is your take on
Um,
it?
well, my take on the whole Google, or it's actually all these smart devices, is that it's part of a larger, yeah, it's part of a larger goal to basically have their services, their products everywhere.
Hmm.
Because this that's the reason why Google bought Nest, right?
Hmm.
So not only are you going to have the thermostat, the Google Home devices, all your other Internet of Things, but also your self-driving cars as well. That's going to be running on Google's platform as well. So this is, to me, is part of their much larger strategy because in about 10 to 20 years from now, all of these services are going to be controlled by AI. All of these services are going to be integrated, and more we're going to depend on it. So all these companies are wanting to be the company for you to use.
Hmm.
So whenever I think about this, and I know this has been done a long time ago in sci-fi movies, I always think about Blade Runner.
Yep.
Blade Runner is where we're heading. It's going to be mega corporations that own everything, that control everything. So yeah. In terms of what I think about it now, I think it's cool. But I've pretty much talked about this. I think in previous episodes, it's kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
These AIs, they're going to know so much about you, and then at the same time, you give a lot up of your control. Like for example, these home systems, right? They can be hacked.
Hmm.
You could literally be locked in your own home. And if somebody wanted to do really something bad to you, and this is taking a negative bent on it, but knowing what you know about software and also the fact that no software is impenetrable, if you're so dependent upon it, especially where your home is, which is your most secure place, that's what I'm concerned about.
Hmm.
You know. So, and just recently, by the way, Adobe Finder and all the related properties got hacked, and 450 million accounts have been
Hmm.
released. So privacy is another big thing, especially when your home's controlled by your security system with all the cameras, your car, your thermostats. I don't know. It's just that I like the concept. I'm just worried about all those other things. That's my
Yeah,
take on it.
and we had mentioned this in a previous episode about self-driving cars and security and that, and obviously there's people who are way smarter than us, who
Mhm.
already takes into consideration, and it's Google, they're no small company by any means, and since they're built on tech, they understand security concerns and you know
Sure.
I mean, but that's not to say that nothing is 100%, you know, unhackable
Yeah.
or, you know, impenetrable. But, you know, I think they're gonna have some kind of fail-safe, like, you know, in the case of like your thermostat or locking the doors or whatever else that could put you in physical bodily harm. They're gonna have
Yeah.
some kind of fail-safe, I feel like, just because if one case like that does happen, you know,
It could ruin their company.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
and
so
they know
security
that.
is one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know that. Security is one thing. And I don't deny the fact that they're going to definitely put all their efforts there first.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm more concerned about is the privacy issue. I'm sorry. I am concerned about security, number one, though. That's first.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's the whole privacy thing.
Yeah.
They're going to have so much data on you.
And they already.
And now they're going to know more than ever.
Yeah. And this is a good example for that. And maybe why. We'll see how long I keep this product. But yeah, so basically it's going to be listening to you 24/7. And, you know, if you guys aren't really aware yet, I'm pretty sure Facebook Messenger, if you have that installed on your phone and you give it the voice permissions, it does pick up words you're saying, and then it will start to serve you ads based on your conversation. So, you know, if your phone's in the room and you talk about shrimp, this is an example my friend gave me. He was talking about shrimp to his mom, and then all of a sudden he got a shrimp ad for, you know, at the Red Lobster. So... But, you know, you never really agreed or signed up to. I mean, you did, but you probably weren't aware of it.
Did.
You weren't conscious to it, right? And so this thing's starting to happen more and more, especially with the Google Home. So, you know, setup, it's like that. It's so seamless. It takes, you know, maybe a minute or 2 minutes. But
does it connect to your Google Gmail account? Or?
Yeah, it connects to your... So you download the Google Home app on your phone, which is going to be connected to your Gmail account and all your Google accounts. And so, you know, you set up very much like a Chromecast, you know, your device... You know, the Chromecast or the Google Home turns into a Wi-Fi hotspot. You connect your phone to it. It does a whole sync. It does everything like that. But the thing is, you know, you just hit agree one time, and then all your information is already synced to the Google Home. So, you know, I can be like, okay, Google, when's my next flight? And it'll give you the information for that. And
what about the voice? The voice,
what is that?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So all you say is, yeah, you preface it with okay, Google. It'll light up, and then you give it a command, right? Which is basically the same kind of commands that you would give your phone. So, you know, like very much like Siri or OK Google on your phone. But yeah, so in that sense, it does know a lot about you already. And this is kind of like the realization. It's cool for a lot of people, right? Because you can like, oh, you know, this knows my calendar. This knows everything about me, my location. I guess, you know, your frequency of what's important to you, right? Like maybe even takes track of like, what's most important to you as a consumer, and the question that you
it's very personalized. You know, like if you're going to work, it knows your exercise schedule. You know, there's a lot of benefit to it when it's personalized to you.
Yep, definitely,
you know?
Definitely, and I think a lot of people are gonna kind of forego that because it's useful for them, right? And we talked a lot about these technology companies, how they offer a service that's useful for you, but in turn you're giving up a lot of privacy and a lot of personal information that, you know.
Can you show that device again?
Yeah, sure.
Can you show that device?
This is
just really slowly. Yeah. So one thing I want to mention, I do not like that design. It looks like an air freshener.
It does. Maybe they took a tab out of Apple's book too in terms of like the color scheme, right? I mean, it feels like very much like an Apple product to me. You know, very reminiscent of the old iPods or, you know, kind of iPod accessories.
Yeah.
But I know.
Well, you know, Apple's going to release their own. So
yeah, of course, everyone's gonna release their own. You know. Maybe Facebook has one too. Maybe something coming up. But again, you know, all these companies are vying for the same space, and it's no surprise that Apple or maybe even Facebook would come up with
one thing I did want to mention though that my brother didn't mention yet. That product is $130. We talked about Google. Something really interesting on how my brother got that.
Yeah, so I won this in a raffle at a code meetup. It was sponsored by Google. So out of the 7 people who showed up, there's 6 prizes. So I mean, the odds were pretty well in my favor, but it's nice to go to one of these and win this for $130, so that is cool. Yeah, so other than like the privacy concerns and what it means for us personally, we can talk about the build quality and like the hardware itself. So this has it's not, you know, too heavy, but it's a decent chunk to it, and surprisingly the volume gets extremely loud. So if you do turn this to full volume, you can hear this throughout your whole house, and the quality is actually not that bad either. So if you're looking for kind of like a you know, one speaker system, this is actually pretty good, and I would, you know, compare it to like the Sonos Play and other.
Sonos is really good.
Yeah, and other devices. I think Google is trying to hit on that too, because if you look at the services they advertise in a box, you know, it says, let's see, check out these compatible services. So you have YouTube Music, Pandora, Google Play Music, TuneIn, Chromecast, Nest, Hue, and SmartThings. So, you know, for now, half those services are music services. So I expect a lot of people to pick this up just for that. You know, I can say, okay, Google, play Drake. You know, that's all I gotta say, and it'll just start playing Drake. And we can even do a little test on how loud it gets. I'm not sure if it's gonna be too loud for you guys, so I'll turn it down in the video post editing. But let's see. Okay, Google, play Drake.
All right, check out this Drake radio mix on Google Play Music.
Yeah, and then, you know, it's really easy to use. You can ask it things like, okay, Google, what's the weather? I'll give you the weather. It already knows your location, obviously. But yeah.
Sorry,
so,
I'm not sure how to help.
it's pretty loud.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean,
so I would think this would be a great device for music, especially if you like a lot of tasks around the house. All you gotta do is just, you know, say your command and it'll start playing the music. So for me, I already have a pretty decent sound system set up, so I kind of more worried about the audio quality more than anything else when I listen. So it's not super useful to me right now, and I haven't used it a lot in my personal assistants. But maybe that's just something you have to kind of get used to, right? And kind of like learn to adapt to daily. So like, you know, when I'm dressing myself or something, I'd be like, okay, Google, what's the weather? But I'm not used to that just yet, right? I'm used to like sitting at my computer or looking up on my phone. So
yeah, and that's, you know, and that's the thing that I want to hit on. What is the use for this for people? So just by what you just did, it's connected to your Chromecast device, it's connected to the internet, and it's connected to your home thermostat as well. So if you have this in your house, you can control the programs on your TV, you could have music playing, and at the same time, you could control the temperature in your home all at the same time. And even you could ask what the news is and all those things with just that one device.
Yep. So
that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and it's pretty smart too. So you can ask it things in different languages. You can ask what like the stock rate is right now, temperature. You can ask it for game scores. I asked it the other day for you know, some college football scores, and yeah, I think it's really like the first forte into the smart assistant. You know, we're trying to normalize it, right? To make it a part of our everyday lives, to be used to talking to something to give us, you know, feedback immediately rather than Googling it, looking up. It's kind of like the next evolution, right? So, you know,
just like sci-fi movies.
Yeah, why type when you can just say it, and it essentially the same thing, right?
It's more natural that way.
Yeah, exactly. So like the whole natural linguistics thing, and yeah, they're just gonna get better and better at it, and just gonna keep on perfecting it. And this is one of those things where the more data you give it, the better it's gonna turn out, right? Or at least the more accurate it's gonna turn out in terms of usage and things like that. So yeah,
it really will be a sci-fi movie. We're gonna have augmented reality and voice commands everywhere. It's gonna be Blade Runner.
Yeah, so, you know, turn lights off, close the garage door, lock the doors, check the mail probably, and I mean, it's gonna be able to do all sorts. Feed the dog, you know, she have some like little feeder that's kind of automated and electronic, you know, to open it up.
Well, I'm waiting for Apple to release their version, and call it HAL. That'd be awesome.
So far, you know, it's Google's first, you know, product and first jump into this. I mean, not really, since it's available on phones already, right? But it's like, like their first big forte into or big jump into the home space like that. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And, you know, if you pick one up now, it's going to be around for quite some time. So if you want to invest in something like that, probably a decent buy. I haven't, you know, I don't have the Amazon Echo or the Alexa or whatever it's called, so I really can't compare. But I think some people do prefer that over this, just because they've had a few iterations already, and they came to the market faster, so they kind of probably fix a lot of things with that. One of the only complaints I can see right now for this Google Home is if you have multiple Google devices and you have OK Google set up, you know, say my phone's next to this, you can say OK Google, and then it may trigger 3 or 4 different devices at the same time by accident. So I think
you're right.
I think they need to figure out some way to fix.
Well, that. I think if I remember correctly, you could change the audio cue for each device.
Right.
Because I know you could do that on your phone.
Yeah, but you should use your phone outside, like outside of
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then you don't want to switch it back and forth, right? You kind of just want to keep it to one thing. So whether to do some kind of way to recognize like near field, like if the phone is in this distance of the Google Home, then don't activate the phone, but only the Google Home. Yeah, and it's also pretty smart in the sense that if I cast something to my Chromecast or my desktop, it'll go through Google Home, and then it'll pick up on my phone as well. So everything is starting to become like interconnected. It's pretty crazy to think about.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So I do one thing on one of my devices, and all my other devices know. Everything on the Wi-Fi knows.
I mean, can you imagine the software engineering that had to go into figuring that out? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
To me.
And the big one's definitely going to be machine learning and natural linguistics, right? So those are two areas that have been in development for quite some time, and these are nothing new, but this is kind of like the first iterations of real world news, like real world news, So yeah, it's only going to get more and more accurate from here on out. And I think if Google's confident enough to release this product for people to test and to gather data, then they're ready for the next few steps actually.
So overall, you give it a thumbs up, just like from a few days that you used it.
Yeah, so initially, thumbs up. Would I pay $130 for it? I don't think I'm the use case, but definitely a solid product. And it's hard for me because I'm a little biased because I got it in a raffle, right? So I didn't really pay anything for it.
Yeah, I got you. I think that would work really well in families' homes. I think.
Yeah,
definitely. Very convenient.
Yep. And so,
okay.
Yeah, for now, I'll use it for a little longer and see how it pans out. If anything, as a developer, I'd be really interested to see if the API is open for it, so I can use it for my own programs.
Oh, you know what? Knowing Google, it probably will be. They'll probably open up the API.
Yeah, so we'll see. I need to look at. I haven't looked into that yet, but I had made a smart mirror before, and if I could find some way to automate this with a smart mirror, that would be dope. And at least for me to tinker with kind of like more of the Internet of Things, smart devices, that'd be really fun for me. Just because it gives you a platform already to kind of interpret text, right? Interpret commands. But for some reason, I don't imagine it would be free, because even right now, Google charges a service for voice to text. So you can actually pay for a Google service. I think it's like 2 cents for every minute or something like that. It's really cheap, but if they already charge for that, I'm not sure if, what their stance would be on kind of like an API for Google Home. But yeah, so far, so good. And we'll see if I'll adapt into my daily routine and things like that. But for now, not bad.
Yeah, that looks really cool. It's actually more useful than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So.
But like I said, it does, get some or take some use getting used to. Or take some time getting used to. I'm not used to talking to something to tell me like information. I would, currently like just muscle memory to go to my phone and look it up, right, or my desktop. So yeah, not bad. And definitely check out Amazon's offerings as well, because I heard right now those may have a bit of an edge on this, but we'll see how it progresses. So if you're looking to buy now, definitely review your choices, but this isn't bad. You can't go wrong with it. Yep. Cool. So that was the Google Home. And so next we're gonna go ahead and jump into some movies that we saw this week. So I saw Doctor Strange, and you saw The Arrival. So go ahead and let's talk about The Arrival first, and then we'll jump into Doctor Strange. So The Arrival, from what I've heard, is kind of like a alien sci-fi movie. Is it more on the thriller side, like the?
Yeah, it's a movie where, I mean, I really don't want to leave any spoilers. Spoilers have probably been given out already. This is one of the few movies that I don't want to give spoilers. So the closest movie I could think of, and they're not exactly the same, but that movie Contact. A lot of people have made a lot of comparisons to it, and it's warranted. Okay, so this is about a movie about first contact from the aliens. And so Amy Adams is in there, Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker, and the whole concept of the first contact, that's nothing new. It's been done many times before, but I really don't know how to explain this, and I'm being very general. But the way in which they approached it, and I did a review on this a little bit earlier, but it takes a very human approach to the whole idea of meeting aliens for the first time. And Contact, one of the reasons I really like Contact, because they took a really realistic approach, you know, and not like Independence Day. That would probably be the most unrealistic way that you can compare it to. They're completely polar opposites. I really believe that the Arrival actually is even more realistic than Contact. Okay, and so the scenarios of the military, what they would do, but it's different because normally in alien movies, the military is always the bad guy. Let's go shoot first and blah 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 blah.
Or needs to own powers.
That's correct. Yeah. But in this case, it was different. It was more like, really, they knew what was going on. Civilization is this advanced, they can wipe you out. If they had that technology to go across galaxies, you're nothing. You're ants. You know, that analogy has been used so many times with science. If they're able to do that, they could wipe you out if they wanted to. No problem. Yeah. Okay. So they're more concerned about not whether or not they could take these aliens out, because they already know that they're more advanced. It's more or less, what are they going to do and how do we react? And then that's the whole central political point of the movie. Okay. And then the other point to the movie is the relationship that Amy Adams has with these aliens and some of the central characters in the movie with Jeremy Renner and Forrest Whitaker. And it spends a lot of time in that. It spends a lot of time, I'm not spoiling it there, but it spends a lot of time focused on language and humans. And I enjoyed this movie so much, you know, and especially near towards the end, because a lot of movies nowadays, when you watch a movie, you can pretty much predict what's going on, right? And then even those movies where you did not see that coming, to me, it's really rare for a movie that all the things that happened during the movie, there's a payoff in the end, and you also didn't expect a payoff, but at the same time, because of now that you know what happened, you go back and think about all those other scenes before from a different perspective. And it's one of those movies that when you leave the theater, you're going to be thinking about it. Yeah. You know, and so yeah, it was a wonderful movie. The director, I think it's Dave Villeneuve. I think Denny Villeneuve. I can't remember exactly. He did recently Sicario. He did Prisoners as well, and he also did another movie, Enemy, with Jake Gyllenhaal. And he's also going to be the upcoming director for Blade Runner 2049. And so this guy is a masterful director. I kid you not. And then at the same time, the director of photography, I cannot remember his name. This movie is absolutely beautiful. The special effects are done so well where you do not care about the special effects because you're just so enveloped in the whole atmosphere. And it's done really well, except for one scene. You know what I mean? When you watch the movie, there's one scene where it just looks like pretty bad. Okay. But you'll know when you see it. And then the musical score, absolutely amazing. I mean, it reminds me so much of 2001: A Space Odyssey. You know, so it's one of those movies where you are completely involved and enveloped in this movie, and you don't want to leave your seat. And it's not because there's action or anything, because it's that good. It's that type of movie. Anyway, I love this movie. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's definitely one of those thinking movies.
For sure. Yeah. So you know, one of my biggest fascinations with sci-fi movies, and specifically movies involving aliens, kind of like the universe and kind of like the set pieces and like thematically like how it looks. So you said this was like a pretty realistic approach to it. So is it really just like kind of a modern day kind of setting? Did it have like a lot of cool sci-fi technology? Did it like, I mean, is there a review of the aliens, or did it go into any of that?
Yeah, it's not realistic in terms of the tech. It's more realistic of what would actually happen. You know, because the time that this is set is in our current time. You know, so you know, and here's the thing. I think like the trailers kind of was really misleading, because when you watch a trailer, you expect there to be, and you don't expect it to be an action movie. You know, even the trailers, but you expect there to be more like 2001: A Space Odyssey type stuff. You know, where you're just in awe of all the technologies that these aliens are bringing and things like that. Okay, they do bring things, but it's not what you think. You know, and that was so different about this movie that I really, really enjoyed. It is not what you expected. And so even that point, you're not really going to see some amazing new planets or stuff like that. You know, I wish there were. I enjoy that part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's not there. But the thing is, you still feel like you're on another world, and it's hard to describe. I mean,
Kind of
when
putting you
when
in
you
like
actually watch it,
disbelief in a sense, or
yeah, but in a different way.
yeah,
You feel like you're actually there. That's the weird thing. I mean, you really, really feel like you're there. And I keep going back to the same thing. 2001: A Space Odyssey. When you watch that movie, you felt like, especially at the end of the movie, you remember, you felt like you were there,
yeah,
and you didn't know what was going on. And so you get a lot of that in this movie. You know, you're there, and you didn't know what's going on, and you at the whole time, and just like 2001: A Space Odyssey. To me, 2001: A Space Odyssey is my top 5.
Yeah.
So I can't even say this is as good as that. Not even close.
Right.
But the way, like the ending of 2001: A Space Odyssey, and there was a lot of moments in 2001: A Space Odyssey, but you don't remember the end. You're like constantly thinking, what's going on? You know, you're trying to figure things out, but at the same time, you're just like, oh my God, this is amazing. That's how I felt when watching Arrival. So
cool. So definitely recommended then, right?
highly recommend it.
Highly
It's
recommended.
actually my favorite movie this year. My second favorite movie is Kubo and the Two Strings. So it's my favorite movie.
Cool. So I definitely check that out. I love sci-fi. I like the whole alien thematic things, and I'll definitely check
Oh,
that out too.
I will say this. There's not really that many amazing sci-fi. I've seen 2 now in the past few years. This movie, The Arrival, and the last one, Ex Machina. Those were top notch.
Okay, great, cool. So yeah, I'll definitely be on the lookout for that one, and hopefully I can see it soon. Actually, I need to watch Interstellar too. I haven't seen that yet. I might watch it over the break. But I was waiting to watch it in IMAX.
Arrival was better.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
the Interstellar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I just tell you that up front.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I guess we talk a little bit about Doctor Strange then. So, have you seen the trailers for it? What are your initial impressions on it, and maybe just the character in the universe?
I did a little. I did a video. It's so funny. Every time you mention something, I did a video on it already.
Yeah.
But I did a video. I did a video on Doctor Strange on how, even though this is on the day of release in the U.S. and so basically I said, even if it's a good movie, which it ended up being, I'm just kind of burnt out on superhero movies.
Yeah.
So
I kind of went into the movie with the same sentiments, and I was
Sure.
pleasantly surprised. You know, I enjoyed it. You know,
In what ways? Like,
it wasn't too samey for me. I think just the universe itself is, you know, Doctor Strange is more like kind of like the mystical aspect of the Marvel universe. It isn't really like grounded military tech. It is in modern day, but it doesn't really focus on the government or like their involvement with it. It focuses more on kind of like the mystical Eastern aspects of like mysticism, because you know Doctor Strange, he travels through astral planes
Yes.
and things like that, right? So it is a different take on it, and it isn't really a lot of just kind of like standard superhero fighting, right? It is like visually speaking, that's the part I enjoyed the most. The CGI just
it looks amazing.
yeah, it was very different. And if you're familiar with fractal art, it's a lot of fractal art.
Yeah.
And the best way I can explain that, fractal art is kind of like those psychedelic images that you see. It's kind of like repeating images, but just like expanded tenfold. So maybe like the best example I give, there's a scene where there's like a hand, and then there's hands coming out of each finger, and then each of those fingers have more hands coming out of it, and it does like that multiplication effect. And so there's a lot of that in the movie, and I was actually pretty blown away from the CGI, and a lot of it's just like, wow, how long did it take them to make that? It's pretty insane to think about. But yes,
but the special effects served the movie, right? Instead
yeah,
of
no, it
becoming
definitely
the
made
movie.
sense. It didn't encumber anything, and that was my favorite part, to be honest. Characters were okay, storyline was alright, the love interest, the pacing, it was all pretty standard. But more so, I really enjoyed the visual effects and kind of, just like the idea and themes of like, you know, different universes, astral planes, time, and more of like that Eastern shaman kind of feeling, you know, more of like the Eastern, like traditional mystic arts, you know.
So the trailer made it seem like obviously I haven't seen the movie, but looks like Inception in terms of the effects.
It doesn't. Yeah, so effects visually maybe, but thematically or like how to explore it, it doesn't get too mind bending in terms of making you really think. You know what's going on the whole time. You understand why they do this.
Okay.
It doesn't get to the point where like after Inception you're like, wait, if he did this and this and this and this, then what happens with this and this? It's really easy to understand. Like the different universes and like the whole time aspect that they go into, so it doesn't hurt your brain. But for good reason, because it's a Marvel movie and they still need a lot of people to enjoy it, right? It isn't really made to make you think critically, but it's still really cool to see in a Marvel Universe movie, just because it's more refreshing, and that's why I was pleasantly surprised. Even if it's just like a little bit different, I guess I'd be okay with that. And,
was there any tie-ins with the MCU or?
Yeah, so I don't want to spoil it though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's like two very brief references to MCU, and it doesn't try too hard. I didn't stay afterwards to watch the secret reveal trailer or whatever, because my friend had to go at that point, so I tried to catch it online. I didn't see any trailers beforehand, so I kind of went in with a blank slate, and I would say I wasn't engrossed in it like 100%, but I did enjoy it, and I could appreciate it for what it was.
Okay.
So I don't know, if I had to give it like a number rating, I would say like a solid 7 out of 10. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth to watch. Yeah, definitely worth to watch. The effects are great, so I would recommend watching it in theaters, if anything, just to be more.
Would you watch it in 3D?
Maybe, but I could see how that could hurt some people's eyes or like make some people dizzy.
Oh,
just
okay.
the effects themselves and the nature of it. I didn't watch it in like a Cinemark XD. I don't know if that makes a difference. I'm not sure what the latest theater.
Yeah, no, I've seen the Cinemark XD, and it is not worth it.
Yeah,
it's
so it's just super loud bass, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And nice couches.
Yeah, and nice couches. Yeah. So other than that, I enjoyed it. So definitely worth a watch if you're interested in the Marvel Universe and you want something a little bit different. One of the better ones, I would say, that I've enjoyed. And before
That's
that,
good. I mean, it's got really good ratings.
To
be honest with you.
Yeah,
so.
I liked it. And as far as the cast, it was okay. Acting was all right. Nothing crazy, out of the ordinary. There's some funny moments here and there, but I feel like dialogue wasn't as well written as like Guardians of the Galaxy. And speaking of which, I saw the trailer for that too, so pretty excited for that. And we'll see how they can recreate the magic of the first one. I'm kind of hesitant to see if they can live up to the hype for the first one. At least in my
I don't think they can.
I don't think it can, but we'll see.
Thing.
Yeah, because the same approaches they take for it, they use a lot of like the same music and try to get you back in that mood, like, oh snap, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But if they play on all the same tropes as the first one, I'm gonna be like, you guys just like a cash in at that point. Maybe.
But it's Marvel. They've had a pretty good track record, Marvel and Disney, so they're gonna do. They're gonna do not. I don't think you could ever recapture that, but they're not gonna do. They're not
gonna flop. So they're definitely not gonna flop. But it's not gonna. My guess is it's not gonna be as good as the first one. But who knows? I could be totally wrong about it.
Yeah, who knows? But you never know. I mean, one thing real quick. I just want to mention. You just said trailer. I just saw the recent Ghost in the Shell trailer.
Yes,
I was surprised. I was really surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, well, watch it when you get a chance. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about it next time. The only thing I've said about it is I heard the audio was kind of bad on it, the audio quality. So when I mentioned that, they might have messed up during the trailer or something, because the audio shouldn't have sounded like that raspy or that bad or something like that.
You see, it's surprising. It's all I can say if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. So I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, and going back to that real quick, they kind of talked more about the love storyline or the love side arc, and I was kind of put off by that. I don't really care about that.
Of what? Of what?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The trailer. He mentioned about take Suit to Dance or whatever. And so I was kind of like,
Yeah.
like you want to put that in a trailer? Like I don't really care for love storylines in a Marvel movie, or
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
we'll see, we'll see. And then yeah, I saw the Rogue One trailer, looked pretty dope, and you know, it got me thinking again. Like, what if we're gonna start to experience Star Wars burnout? You know, because they have like the Lando movie coming up too, right? So
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean, it's under the same company, so
Yeah.
they know how to do it. They're yeah. If you have to pick the best company, you already have the best company
Yeah,
who owns
yeah.
both properties.
Yeah, I get it, but still, it doesn't mean like, you know, us, like as I guess harder core geeks, you won't get burnt out from it. And you know,
Yeah.
part of the magic of the old Star Wars movies, right, is because they had like an ample time in between, and you were genuinely excited for the next one to come out because it's been
Yeah, that
it's
anticipation.
been so long,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, and we'll see if they can recreate the same quality, you know, year after year, or however, or movie after movie, really. But
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I do love me some Star Wars, so yeah, I guess I'll never be upset at more Star Wars content. How about we put it like that? Hopefully I won't get sick of it.
Yeah, I can't say that because
Yeah.
if you think about episodes 1 through 3, yeah, I don't want to see more Star Wars if it's like that.
Oh, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, and one more thing I wanted to mention about Doctor Strange. So going back to like that Eastern kind of
Mhm.
thematic or like themes. I don't know if you played Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, the very first one. It reminded me a lot of that. Mainly costume
okay.
designs, fighting styles, some of the props and things like that. So if you like KOTOR, yeah, you probably like Doctor Strange.
The KOTOR is a classic.
Yeah, so it
Classic.
actually made me like, I'll see about that through the whole first half of the movie. Like, man, I really want to go home and play KOTOR now,
Mhm.
just so I could get more, you know, like the same experience. So yeah.
So good. Two thumbs up for both movies. So that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we can talk about good
Yeah,
movies
so
instead
pretty
of
good,
crappy
pretty good.
ones.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, it wasn't mind blowing, but probably one of the better Marvel movies that I've enjoyed. So I liked it. Yeah,
Good.
I'd recommend you go watch it just for the visuals. It's pretty crazy. Although, like the very first CGI scene, it wasn't even like, it didn't have anything to do with like, you know, the mystical part of the movie. It's just like a regular CGI scene, and I was like, man,
Sure.
this CGI was bad. Like, I was like, why does this look so bad?
Yeah.
And when you watch the
I
movie,
mean,
you might be able to tell what part I'm talking about, but I'm like, wow. It kind of like,
that's the same thing like Arrival. You'll
Yeah.
see it. You're like, especially when everything else is done so well.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the crap?
but
That looks horrible.
but with this, it was the very first scene, right? So I'm like, what? I hope the rest of the movie isn't like that. But it
Yeah.
got much better after that scene. So
Oh yeah, that's probably worse to have it at the beginning than in the end.
yeah, definitely. So
Gotcha.
yeah, good movie. Check it out.
Think I will.
Anything other that you're excited for? Let's see. You mentioned what did you mention earlier that was coming out pretty soon?
Oh,
Ghost
in the Shell.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm excited to see it because I love the anime, but after I saw the trailer, like I said, it surprised me, you know. So I will say that. But yeah, I mean, besides Rogue One, I don't think there's one that. I mean, to go to the theater to watch, I don't.
Yeah.
don't
I guess
think
it's something that's kind of movie related. I saw the new Grand Theft Auto Online DLC, which is kind of a throwback to Tron. So they have like a lot of lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. That's a different take. I'm
Yeah,
like, why
yeah.
would they?
I mean,
I love Tron.
yeah,
Jesus.
and so do I. And I definitely, you know, I'll probably go rewatch Tron.
Yeah.
Break.
I wish Tron Legacy never happened. Oh God,
Yeah, I remember
just
watching
love-
that with you. You took me to that, and visually and you know, audio were amazing, but everything else is kind of
It was so disappointing.
yeah, the meat of
That's
the movie.
like-
Yeah, I mean like
Yeah, it's like a remake, a horrible remake of the original. That's really what it was.
yeah.
Wow. Anyway, I'm bummed out now because I love Tron.
But sensory wise, I enjoyed it. You know, the effects
Yeah,
were
sure.
good. Audio was really, that soundtrack is still amazing. The Daft Punk soundtrack is great.
Yeah, the soundtrack was awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking like, oh, can you compare it to like Wreck-It Ralph? Because I really like Wreck-It Ralph, and it kind of
Wreck-It Ralph was awesome.
yeah, yeah.
I love Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other video game CG movie before that, or even video game movie? I can't remember
There's
now.
an Adam Sandler movie, right? Pixels, I think, and I don't think that did very well.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Never mind. But Wreck-It Ralph was
Yeah,
awesome.
Wreck-It Ralph
I
was
really
top.
enjoyed that.
Top. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what Pixel should have been. I thought it was going to be like Wreck-It Ralph, except with real people, but Adam Sandler was in it, so that probably wasn't going to happen.
At that point, like, he knows what he's doing, right? He's just just cashing out at this point.
Speaking of Adam Sandler, if you're on Netflix, do not watch Ridiculous 7.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I got bored and I watched it. It's the worst. I wish I could take those 2 hours back. That was a horrible movie.
Yeah, and I'll probably be avoiding that. Other things on Netflix right now, Chef's Table. If you haven't seen that, huge fan. Or I'm a huge fan of documentaries. So season 2 came out. I've been watching that. The first episode is actually pretty great. So yeah, check that out if you haven't. And I saw another chef documentary they started doing. So I guess those are actually pretty popular and people are really into those. Yeah, anything else that you've been watching?
Yeah, actually, funny you mentioned Netflix. If you use the Crunchyroll app, I recommend watching Drifters. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, the original, it's only like 6 episodes right now, I think. And Crunchyroll is free, by the way. You can even go to their website. But it's called Drifters, and I think the first 2 episodes was done by the same animators who did Van Helsing. Was it Van Helsing? You know, the vampire who was just killing people. He's
just Helsing.
Was it
just regular Helsing?
Yeah, Helsing.
Yeah.
Well, the animation, I'm positive the animators who did that did the first, I think, 2 episodes.
Really?
Of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Helsing
cool.
in itself is actually a really good anime too. I've seen that quite a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good anime.
Helsing is awesome. Yeah. So definitely watch Drifters. If you are into anime, it is awesome. I mean, it is, and it gets better with every episode. Although I think after the first 2 episodes, the original animation studio didn't do the rest, and so the rest of it, the animation is not as good at all.
Okay.
Not even close.
Wow, that's guest spot. I guess maybe that'd be a cool premise for anime. Just have different studios working on it.
I think they've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've done that before. Yeah. So, but anyway, the storyline is great. It's really good. It's different. It's pretty awesome. I just have to say Drifters. So yeah, if you want to watch some anime, check out Drifters. It's free.
Yeah. And speaking of which, I saw that Miyazaki is also coming out of retirement, right? So
what? He's coming back out? Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's done that a few times before already, right? So.
Wow.
But yeah, supposedly.
It's kind of sad that. Oh, it's kind of sad. You know, the reason why Studio Ghibli closed down because they weren't making money. You know, they weren't profitable enough despite all their claim, and so business has to be in there somewhere. And so I'm really, I was sad when Studio Ghibli closed down. You know, so
yeah,
if Miyazaki's coming back,
what was that other movie that they're doing a collab with? The Turtle Island movie.
Is it like a collab with Disney? Or
it was a collab with someone, but
Pixar or something?
Maybe it wasn't a Ghibli film, but it looked very, very, very reminiscent of one. I think it was a French film actually, but the premise was like, there's like a giant turtle that was like kind of like a moving island, and I think someone got stranded on top of it or something along those lines.
No, I haven't even seen it. Yeah, I don't even know anything about it.
Yeah. Let me try to find a trailer and I'll send that one to you. It looks actually really good.
Cool.
But yeah, so other than that. Yeah, just Chef's Table is really good.
Oh wait, there is one movie I do want to see.
Oh yeah.
But it's not in the U.S. Guardians. It's the Russian Avengers. It looks pretty sweet.
I haven't seen any. What is the Russian equivalent of Bollywood? Because that's what it's gonna be, pretty much, right?
I mean, you know which movie I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it's like,
called Guardians.
But that's like Bollywood, right? For Russia, you know how like Bollywood takes like the popular U.S. film and basically like
but it actually looks really good, like quality.
Okay.
It looks I don't want to say it looks good. It looks cool. It does. I mean, some of the CG is not that great, but it looks cool. You know, the characters they're not copies of the Avengers, but I'm just saying that would be an equivalent Avengers in Russia.
Yeah.
So it's called Guardians.
And Bollywood has like the same premise on some movies. You know, there's like
Yeah.
a ridiculous. Have you seen that like that Bollywood Terminator Matrix movie?
Yeah, is it Doom? Doom.
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
no, no, no. I know which one. I know which one you're talking about.
There's
He
a highway
transforms
scene,
into-
and yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
part like
Yeah, he
T two
fights a
thousand
snake.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, he fights a snake of T-2000 guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they go. That movie was entertaining. It was really, really.
That's what I'm saying.
I watched that movie.
That's like the Russian equivalent of that movie, right? It looks really cool, but you don't know if
No,
it's
no. I will say this. That one. Okay, Bollywood takes it to another level. They get ridiculous.
They get
You know.
silly.
I mean, yeah, it's silly.
Yeah, yeah.
Silly. It just doesn't. But it makes sense to their audience. But if you're watching, you're like, why would this snake Terminator turn into a cobra? You know, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, but the Russian one, it's nothing like that. You know,
Okay, okay,
it's
okay.
not. Yeah, yeah. So if you watch the trailer, I mean, the only bad CG, really bad CG I saw is the werewolf character. But other than that, it looks cool. I mean, it looks like a popcorn movie, is what I'm saying. You know, a good popcorn movie. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that one whenever that one comes out. I do want to see it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, you know, over Christmas break, you know, we should watch some old movies. I kind of want to rewatch. I don't know. Is The Thing really considered kind of like a winter holiday movie
Oh yeah, you know what's kind of sad? They're gonna remake that movie
again?
again.
They
Yes,
They already remade it once, right?
yes,
Oh.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna reboot it or whatever. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm tired of remakes. Anyway, that's a different topic altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm so down to rewatch The Thing, so maybe we can watch some 80s, 90s movies, and do some reviews a little bit later this year. I think that'd be pretty fun to do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, what my brother's talking about is during Christmas we're gonna be in the same place.
Yeah.
And so you know you might see more episodes. You might see gameplay stuff. You know, it'd be pretty cool.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty good segment on movies and TV shows, kind of current. So yeah, let's go ahead and step into our last piece segment of the show, the NES Classic. So why don't you give us a rundown on it?
Yeah, so for all of you who don't know, but if you're watching this, you probably already know, Nintendo just released the NES Classic, aka NES Mini, this week. And so basically what it is it's a miniaturized Nintendo. And I actually did an episode about it today, as a matter of fact, as of this episode. But yeah, so it's a miniaturized Nintendo. However, it's not really a Nintendo, meaning you can't use the cartridges or anything. And it does come with an original, same design Nintendo controller, but the actual cord is shorter, which sucks, and the port is different. Okay, and then it comes with 30 games built into it, and I think that's it. There's nothing else on the back besides the power supply.
HDMI, right?
I think yeah, HDMI,
HDMI, yeah.
and yeah, I don't think there was a micro USB or anything, but that's about it. But
Yeah.
it is selling like hotcakes. Like you won't be able to get one until next year. And it's $60. It's
Yeah.
pretty insane.
I think it's
I knew it was gonna be popular,
not,
but I didn't think
not
it's
that
gonna be
popular,
popular.
Yeah, so I think it's a really smart move from Nintendo, especially with the Switch coming up. This is kind of like a reminder to
Yep.
a lot of people to get Nintendo's name, you know, and
Yep.
basically good thoughts, right? Like, oh, remember all the awesome games that Nintendo needs to make? Well, we're about to come up with the Switch, you know, and then it's going to be pretty fresh in everyone's mind. So I think it's actually a
Yep.
really good marketing strategy.
They are, and
Yeah.
you know, Nintendo is an extremely powerful brand. I think they're the most powerful video game brand, even above the PlayStation, because you know people love Nintendo. And the reason why I say that is because there's emulators. I don't need to buy that system for the games. You know, I could play them right now.
Yeah, and
You
in
know?
terms of goodwill, right? Like a lot of people have high regards for Nintendo. Even though
Yes.
their numbers and software hasn't been selling so hot as of lately, you know, compared to PS4 or Xbox One or whatever.
Sure.
But people are still like diehard Nintendo fans, and they can do some wrong, but I mean, I feel like they have a lot more room for error, you know,
Yep.
as opposed to, you know, Sony or
They do.
Microsoft. So that's one thing they have going for them, and for good reason, because they made very, very quality games, and they really did shape the game industries as we know it today.
They did.
And it's timeless, you know. So on top of that, like
Mm-hmm.
these newer generations who didn't grow up with it, they still get to experience the magic, and they still love Nintendo the same way that we loved Nintendo when we grew up with it, right?
Yep.
So yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I mean, a person who loves playing retro games, I do that a lot. I mean, I have episodes on it, so I do love retro games. For me personally, I wouldn't buy it for the games, you know, because like I said, I could get an emulator and I could actually get more games. With this one, you're stuck. But from a Nintendo standpoint, I would buy it just because it has Nintendo. But it's really cool. It's a very creative idea.
I support them.
It's really creative. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I wish they would have had a downloadable or internet or micro SD card. But
I mean, maybe it. I would say they would argue for piracy reasons, but it's Nintendo, and like I don't think
Yes.
they're losing much money. I mean, I know they sell some of their
No.
games on you know Wii and 3DS, and
Yeah.
you could re-download these
Yes, they do.
games. But yeah, that was an interesting choice. Maybe
well, they did it on purpose. I mean, for control.
yeah,
You know, if you wanted the next NES Mini, which has 100 games, we're gonna release that next
yeah,
summer.
and I don't think they're necessarily making money off it. I mean, they may be making some money off it as a side effect, but I don't think that was their primary goal for this one. It's just to really to I think refresh everyone's mind.
I don't know. I think they made a ton of money.
Oh.
I mean, they wanted to make money out of it. I mean, just think about it. It's basically a souped up cell phone innards hardware wise, you know, and on top of it, it has no other way for you to do anything else. It's an emulator built inside a smartphone.
Yeah. I
in a
mean,
nice case.
Of course,
That's
they're
what
gonna
it
make you know money off it, and I have no doubt about that because like R&D perspective, hardware perspective is probably actually really cheap to make.
Yeah, they didn't have to really. They just took a case and put an emulator in it with a cell phone.
Right,
That's what I think.
but
I
still,
mean,
it's
that's
I don't know. I think you know more importantly, it's gonna get people excited about Nintendo again, and definitely
Yes,
for when
no
Switch,
doubt.
when Switch comes out. So plus Pokemon hit, and yeah, I think Nintendo's just really trying to make their brand like known again. I mean, to kind of like bring it back up and to remind people, oh hey, we're still here, we still make cool stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Speaking of which, the Nintendo Wii U is now officially "quote unquote" dead.
Oh.
They're not producing anymore. Production of it.
They still may be producing a few, but there's a set date on when they're gonna stop producing, and they've already announced that date.
Yeah.
And it's kind of ridiculous because there wasn't really many price drops on the Wii U. Nintendo was actually pretty stubborn in terms of pricing, and yeah, there's a lot.
They remind me a lot of Apple.
There's a lot of pitfalls that the Wii U went through. You know,
Yeah,
marketing,
it did.
the name, hardware specs, game, third-party support. It fell short in very many places, but we'll see with the Switch. And if you watch the Switch trailer, you'll notice that they really emphasize Nintendo Switch. This isn't a new Wii accessory, you know, because I think a lot of people actually got confused with the Wii U. Like, oh, I already have a Wii. Why do I need to get a Wii U? And it was just kind of an afterthought on their part for choosing that name. But yeah, so you get the Switch trailer. It's just like Switch, like every like 10-15 seconds, Switch. Yeah, just to really
and I agree with you in terms of marketing to bring the brand back, because Nintendo never went anywhere. However, in the gaming space, they did disappear. I mean, specifically for the consoles, they did disappear. You know, but now,
yeah, and you know, this isn't the first time that a hardware or a game manufacturer re-released their console. The Neo Geo X came out, right? Or they did a re-release of Neo Geo pretty recently. That's actually been out for maybe a year or so now. Was the Dreamcast going back into production? Did I hear something like that? I thought I heard.
No, that's a rumor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Dreamcast games are still being made. But another thing, and you probably read in the news. The Brazilian company is re-releasing the Mega Drive, but these are the people who actually made the original Sega Master System, and I'm positive the Mega Drive in Brazil. This is the original company,
So they probably
but it's
like,
going to have
tools and manufacturing process.
same innards, same manufacturing. It really is the Mega Drive. However, it's going to have I think it's going to have an SD card slot as well, so you could put different games in there.
Yeah, but I heard that doesn't even have HDMI out. It still has like your old RF switch.
Yeah, it's original.
Yeah.
So I think they even can have the same processor. I don't even know how that's possible.
But we'll see.
I mean,
We'll
they
see
must have had a lot of excess.
yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, this isn't the first time like a manufacturer has re-released a console. But again, it's Nintendo, and people are buying it like hotcakes just because it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
You could look at the same
Yeah.
phenomenon with Pokemon, right? You know, when Pokemon Go first came out, everyone just hopped on that train, regardless how old you were, where you came from. Everyone knew Nintendo, or everyone knew Pokemon, and now it's kind of coming back. Everyone knows Nintendo, so.
So who knows? Maybe 5 years from now, Sony and Microsoft will release Xbox Classic and PlayStation Classic. You know, the first ones.
I don't
You never know.
I don't think they're as timeless or as classic as Nintendo. It's just something about the magic, and I saw a pretty good video breaking down like Nintendo's toolkit on how. I want to give credit to it, so maybe I'll add it in the description after this. But it's kind of going on about how like a lot of other game makers, when they approach making a game, they kind of do like the visuals, the story, the universe first. Whereas Nintendo, they do strictly like gameplay first, right? So either when they made Mario, it was basically just a dot, and they wanted to make sure it was fun to move this dot around and to jump on things and like that. So when you think about it, like Nintendo's games are very accessible. It's very easy to get into, but it's extremely fun. It's simple, but it's extremely fun, you know. And that really appeals for everyone, and like part of why I think like the games are so timeless and classic, because they really nailed the core gameplay down, and that's not going to get old.
They have.
Regardless how much time passes, how graphics, audio turn out. The point is that game is still fun to play today, and that is so very true. Mario, best example, right?
The game is so fun.
Yeah.
No, the game is so fun, but at the same time, you love the characters. You see them as real things, and not just a video game, or you know what I mean. And that takes a lot of magic. You know, Miyamoto specifically, but they spend a lot of time with that. It's not like they just randomly came up with that. They really spend a lot of time thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know, so me too. I'm a Nintendo fanboy for life. I love Nintendo. I don't agree with everything they do, but I love Nintendo. I love the games mainly. You know, I'm never not gonna stop that. You know, so I love Nintendo.
It's never gonna get old for me either. You know, the whole Nintendo universe. Like, keep making first-party games Nintendo, because I'm gonna keep buying them.
And so the thing is, because I couldn't get where I just wanted to go see the NES Classic. You know, I got the whole all the Nintendo games on the emulator, so I went ahead and played some because I had to. But it's not quite the same.
No, it's not. But so thanks, Nintendo. Good throwback.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Appreciate you defining our childhood as we grew up. Thanks. And I'm excited.
Please
for
make more.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to play Zelda. I'm buying the Switch for Zelda. Oh, so excited.
Yeah, well, for me, I'm buying a Switch for a new Mario.
Yep.
I love Mario.
Yep.
So I'll buy it for a new Mario.
Yeah. So that can't come out soon enough. So yep. Yeah. So anything else in gaming that's been interesting to you?
Just briefly, the PlayStation Pro. Yeah.
I saw some people claiming that some titles actually run slower on the PlayStation 4 Pro than the original PS4, which is insane to think about, and that should not happen. That should not happen. You shouldn't pay more money for a better system for a game to run slower. At least at a consumer level, at the mass consumer level for a PS4. For PC, I get it. PCs are complicated. There's a lot of different factors and variables, and as a PC gamer, you're kind of used to, oh man, there's like day one patches, like the performance isn't going to be awesome day one, but over time, but you learn to work around that. But for like a mass consumption console like PS4 Pro, that's crazy.
No, and you know what? That's another reason I rant about this a lot. I just modern gaming, I really don't like it. And now consoles, they're more like, just to say, they're more like half-assed PCs to me. You know, you gotta download all these patches. That's what you did with the PCs before. And now you're gonna introduce performance issues. Like now I have to worry about what's graphic settings and shaders to put on my freaking console. It's gonna take, like, if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna go build a PC or buy a PC. At least I can upgrade it. And, which I'm doing right now. So Wow, you know what? I don't. To me, as much as I want to play some of these like console exclusive systems, I don't want that experience. You know, the 4K does look good though. I mean, like it doesn't use real 4K,
Yep.
but they use their I forgot their cell-based technology. I can't remember the exact name, but it looks pretty good.
I think checkerboarding or checker.
Yeah, checkerboard. Yeah, but it looks pretty good. I mean, considering the price you're paying for the hardware.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, $400, and then your games and you might as well get a PC. I mean, my opinion. I mean,
yeah,
most of the games that are available on both, right?
You're always gonna have like console exclusives, which, I mean, yeah, like maybe the initial launch is a little bit rough, but I mean, there's definitely a reason why they're kind of leaning more towards like the PC aspect of gaming, right? Being able to like configure your graphics and to give you better fidelities, because they're starting to reach that limit on consoles now, and it's almost to the point where like, yeah, PC gaming is just miles ahead. Well, not miles ahead, but it's considerably ahead, and it's gonna be that way for a while. So it's not, it's not like back in the old days where a console was like a great bang for your buck, you know, because you can get the equivalent PC was maybe 4 or 5 times as much, but now the gap is a lot lower, especially with these games coming out.
Well, I like what you said is because the gaming environment's different now. PC gaming is huge now. It's not like it was even 5 years ago. It's not, you know.
At least consoles in the US, PC gaming has always been big in Europe and other parts of the world, but more so in the US, it's becoming a lot more mainstream.
Yeah, but PC gaming is becoming bigger everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, from every single place, there are no console tournament gamings. It's all PC.
I mean, there's Call of Duty and stuff like that, but.
Yeah, sure, but you know what I'm saying. All the big ones, nobody's gonna play Dota 2 on a PlayStation Pro or Xbox One competitively. It's all PC. I don't even think Dota 2 is available on anything else besides PCs anyway. But you know what I'm saying.
Play it on a controller. I mean, you can, but you probably should.
Yeah. But I'm really thankful that I got to thank you. You know, if you didn't know, my brother has pretty much handpicked every single part. I can't wait to finish this machine. I'm really gonna go bonkers on this. I'll actually be able to try some games, so I'm really excited. So
yeah.
Oh, anyways, that's
at a very
topic,
reasonable price point. Yeah, the PC you're getting for the price they're paying is pretty insane. So you should compare that to like PS4, which is $400, and then go ahead.
So let me quickly ask you something before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
Graphics wise, okay, I'm talking about because the PlayStation Pro and I think even the Xbox One, they're based upon the AMD GPUs and architectures, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
So how powerful is this one compared to? And I know it's not a one-for-one because a console is specifically made for this, so they could actually get more performance out of it than
especially
PC. But
optimizations at the code level, right? So the developers making the games, they understand they're making it for one specific set of hardware. I mean, ideally, but that's not the case right now. But yeah.
But if you're thinking just GPU performance, do you know what it would be equivalent to in the PC world?
So it is hard to compare. And the PS4 and Xbox One have been out for almost like 3 years now or something like that, right?
Well, I'm thinking about the PS4 Pro because it is the newest.
PS4 Pro.
So,
again, it is hard to compare just because of the optimization levels on PC versus console.
Sure.
But yeah, maybe like a AMD 460, 470, or a NVIDIA 1050 Ti 1060.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I say that is because you look at the PS4 and Xbox One, the old ones, right? Those games don't even not all the games even run at 1080, right?
Oh.
So there's like different resolutions, like 900p, and most games don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Most games don't even run at 60 frames per second, but
especially on the Xbox One.
Yeah, especially on the Xbox One, and they have the capability to do it, but it's gonna be running at 30 or lower. So some games forego a resolution for better frames, right? And maybe a lot of people can't tell the difference, but it's not quite up to snuff as like a PC equivalent part, and that's the edge that PC is always going to have over it, I think. But I mean, surprisingly, like PS4 Pro checker box technology, or checkerboard, or whatever it's called, to emulate the 4K is actually pretty smart and well done.
Yeah.
So
It is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't do that on the PC. Can you imagine how much more performance they'd get, like using
yeah,
that shortcut or whatever?
yeah. But I think the difference is that PC, there's like the spectrum is a lot bigger, so you have like a lot more points in the entry to mid level to high end, and so
Hmm.
maybe it doesn't make sense because there's a vast array, a portfolio of hardware out there that can handle that without the sweat. So
You're right.
why focus on something that's gonna cater to maybe like a small
That's
portion
smart.
of
Yeah.
the overall gaming audience when you can focus on just
Got you.
true 4K. You know what I'm saying? And at the rate
Yeah, that's
that
true.
PC gaming is going, and maybe you got to think about like the console lifespan too. So the PS4 Pro is probably going to be there for 3 years minimum, right? Whereas PC,
Yep.
in 3 years, it's going to be radically different.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
right.
why develop like a
Yeah.
method for a short
And
time?
there's standards in the PC too. I mean, if you do 4K in one way,
Mhm.
why have a completely different way? I mean, you have different graphic engines, but overall,
Mhm.
you want the base foundation to be the same.
Yeah,
So then it's
yeah. And to me, it doesn't seem worth it for PC because just upgrade your video card because that's
yeah,
the easiest way to do it, right? Not only the easiest, but the most convenient, and it's gonna benefit you no matter what because you have a more powerful hardware now, right? It's not limited or locked down to okay, we can't change hardware every 3 4 years, right?
you're right.
No, you can upgrade your video card every year if you wanted to.
I
So
mean, I cannot wait till this Linux PC is done, and I can't wait till software developers start using this Vulkan API. I mean, Doom uses it, but it's not available on Linux. I can't wait. I mean, that's
yeah,
gonna be exciting.
yeah, that was the first like real whoa man, the performance is like increased almost like 30 40% just by switching the API. Same hardware, like 30 40 frame,
That's
increase.
ridiculous.
And the fact that that game looks that good, and then I'll play a different game like so for context, I have a Fury X, which is like a top end AMD card right now. I'll play some older games that run on like DX11, and I'm getting like 50 60 frames and 3440 by 1440, which is that game is actually pretty old. And then I can run Doom, which just came out like very very recently, which looks like probably twice as good. That runs like almost 1.5 times better, which is insane to think about. And that really shows
That's
you like
insane.
it shows you like the true power of optimization and API. And it really is up to the developer to like how much time and how much they like fine tune it. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for you, and so again, like the video card that we picked for you, the 470, we got it at such a cheap price. That's like the best. I'm 100% sure that's the best bang for the buck you can get right now. So if you guys didn't know, we paid 130 for RX 470. It's insane because that thing retails probably at like 170. I think it came out around 200,
Yeah.
180, 190. So we got it for
Yes,
130.
I mean, if you look online right now, it's like anywhere from 200 to 220, and if you
Mhm.
find deals, you can get about
180, yeah,
170.
160, 170, 180,
Yeah.
160 on the lower side. But for
Oh, but this
130,
other one, yeah, the MSI one, I don't think you're gonna get it below 170. It's gonna be 180
yeah,
something if you look on Amazon
yeah,
even.
and
It's 200.
yeah, the reason why I picked that, you're pretty much at this point you can probably max up most games at ultra, close to 60 frames per second. So it's not your one. It's not gonna kill all 1080p games. Like it's probably gonna kill like 90%, 95% of 1080p games, which is great for that price that we're paying. Compared to like a 480, which is gonna be
It's,
30, 40, 50 more
yeah,
dollars, and more importantly, upgrade path. Because we spent so little now, when something else comes along, like you're not gonna have a hard time letting go. You didn't spend like 250. Like,
yeah.
man, you're gonna feel bad. 'Cause, like, I need to get more juice out of this. But no, we got yours for like so cheap, no problem upgrading it
Yep.
later.
And the thing is, even if, I mean, like, I'm not a gamer, but my brother, the parts he picked are so freaking powerful. And even just the graphics card alone,
Yeah, I mean,
that will last for a long time. And
yeah,
it's built to, and it's also built for the Vulkan API whenever that comes out. It's, AMD worked along with,
yeah.
uh,
We're not saying 470 is like top end by any means, but for the price we're paying, it's insane.
it's the
And
same.
yeah, and since we're
Yeah.
focusing his
And
PC,
if you,
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
and if you look at any reviews on the 470, it's up there. There's been no bad reviews.
Yeah. Yeah, except for price. I think the only people complain about price when it first came out. But since we got
Oh,
it for
yeah.
so cheap, we can't complain about that. It's actually a strength
My
now.
brother got it for
Yeah.
130, 135.
Yeah, 135, I think, after everything. But
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's an MSI card. It's not a cheap. It's not like a no name. It's MSI.
Yeah. And so, yep. And you're gonna have a beast of a processor. So again, for gaming, the 470 may be like the weak link in your build, but we got it for so cheap, like we can't complain. You know, at that price that we paid for it.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all.
It's gonna be more than enough for now. But yeah, so hopefully we get your processors soon and your RAM soon, and we can like
Awesome.
put that bad boy together.
Yep, and as soon as I get this thing built, first game I'm gonna run it on is CS:GO, like full. Yeah,
you can run
full
more than
speed.
CS:GO with that. Trust me.
No, I'm being funny because I've seen it run on some really old systems, so I want to see what happens when I run it on
You should.
this system.
You'll be running CS 1.6, Half-Life 1,
Okay.
Half-Life 1, Quake 2.
Right? Oh, okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, so man, gaming is fun right now. I wish I had more time to play it. So going back to kind of our movie theme, I did recently pick up a Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon for free. So Ubisoft, they're doing like, I think it's like their 30-year anniversary or something like that, and they're giving away a free game.
Oh yeah.
Giving away free games.
That's free?
Every month. Yeah, so I picked up Blood Dragon for free. And this game is awesome. It's basically like every neon retro 80s movie.
1980s.
Yeah. It's got all the cheesy like one-liners. It breaks the fourth wall a lot, and it's just, it has the voice actor. The voice actor, the main character, is actually Kyle from the original Terminator.
What?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
wait, how do you get it for free? Like,
Ubisoft just gave it away for free. It was like their promo. So this month we're giving away Blood Dragon for free.
So how do you get it for free?
Oh, you just sign up for Uplay. So you make it a Ubisoft account. You download their Steam equivalent program, and then you claim your game. And this game has been out for probably 2, maybe 3 years now. But I'm still having a blast playing it, just because I love that universe and that timeline, that theme so much. So.
Is it like Duke Nukem, the original Duke Nukem 3D type?
No, it's very Tron aesthetic. It feels like I'm playing like a giant like G.I. Joe video game, pretty much. Yeah, so
man, that sounds awesome.
like G.I. Joe and kind of like a Tron aesthetic, and lots of lasers.
Okay, that sounds ridiculous.
They have like laser dinosaurs, laser sharks in there. It's pretty crazy.
Hey, that's like Kung Fury. They have dragons with
so
lasers.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect thing to compare it to. Perfect comparison. There, I got it. It basically is Kung Fury if it was a video game, and it's great. So got that for free.
Awesome.
It's still available, so if you guys want to check it out, yeah, definitely pick it up. Definitely worth it. It's free. Like, you can't go wrong with that. So, man, that game is really good so far.
Well, next episode we should do. We could do I'll play a game on my side. I could talk about retro games. You know, hopefully that we'll be able to get to do that next episode.
Yeah, maybe next episode, or definitely a little bit later this year when we are actually in the same physical location. That'd be much easier to do on your new PC, especially. So.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna cut it we're gonna end our game segment at that for now, and. It's going to be the end of the episode. It's a little more brief than normal, so yep, enjoyed about what we talked about today, and I'm excited. Movies, games, it's a good time to be alive. More importantly, it's a good time to be a geek right now, I think.
Yes.
So.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed our episode. Leave us some feedback, comments, what you want us to talk about. You know the whole spiel. So we're gonna leave it at that.
And brother names.
Yeah,
other names
brother
too.
Names, definitely. So I'm Leonardo. This is
Donatello.
And we're gonna be signing out for now. Thanks, guys, and have a good one.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.